It's the anniversary. It's your anniversary. Ellie, it's your 1 year anniversary. I know, I'm so excited, Ellie. You've been with me for 1 year. Wow, 1 year. That's fantastic. Yeah, we're both wearing pink. Hold on, I'm gonna let her go because it's kind of like, say bye, Ellie. Say bye. Okay, show your pink dress. It's so pretty. Look at your pink dress. Yeah, she's really not a girly girl. She likes to be naked. Naked! Yeah, ain't she? I ain't to be naked. But yeah, she can be naked. But I want to tell you what. Oh yeah, let's sit down together. You sit down. Come here. Come on. Come on, get up here. Whoa. Alright, what has, like, seriously, y'all, Ellie has taught me so, well, God has taught me so much through Ellie. So let me, okay, so this time last year, like, starting in August, like, I was on a search for a wiener dog. I had a Chihuahua named Callie, who I absolutely love. I had her from 3 to, like, 12. And she was a little Chihuahua, and she was so fat and black and cute, and I love her, but she died when I was 12. And, like, I had her for, like, all those years, and when she died, I was heartbroken. Like, they tried to give me another dog. Like, my grandparents' dog was supposed to be my dog. And I was like, no, I don't want another dog. If it's not Callie, I don't want it. Like, no, I'll never have another dog. If it's not Callie, you know. But that's how I felt at that time. So, like, years later, till I was like I've always thought wiener dogs were, like, the cutest thing. And, like, all my friends or anybody, I would, like, scream. Like, I'd be like, ah! They'd be like, what? I'd be like, it's a wiener dog. So, like, as time grew on, like, every time I screamed, they'd be like, oh, it's a wiener dog. I'm like, yeah, wiener dog. But so, to make a long story short, so, like, last school year, so this time around last year, I was searching online for dachshunds. You know, I was in Austin then, so I was going to the animal shelter all the time, looking at everywhere, like Central Texas, like, and I'm from, like, the Gulf Coast, Brazoria, but, like, I was in Austin, so I was looking at every animal shelter. I was like, God, just send me a weenie dog. Like, I was in an apartment then that was pet friendly, and I was just like, God, send me a weenie dog. I want a weenie dog. I need a weenie dog. So, got distracted. It's kind of hot. So, but, like, I was looking, and I went to the Austin Animal Shelter a lot. I went there a lot, and it was really sad but fun to, like, just go to the shelter after being in class all the time. Just go see all the animals, and you can walk them. And, like, one time they had a weenie dog. I forgot what his name was. I think it was, like, Otis. And, like, he was very cute, but, and, like, I was like, I want him today. But then something told me just wait. So I waited. I went back to my apartment. I was like, God, I really want him. He's the perfect dog for me. He's perfect. I want him. So an hour later, I called the shelter back. I was like, well, actually, I wrote my name down. I said, I want him. I'm going to come back and get him tomorrow. Like, I want him. But then I told him I'm going to think about it, though. So, like, they didn't place him on hold because I said I was going to think about it. But if he was going to be there tomorrow, I was going to get him. But then I called an hour later. And I was like, yeah, I want him. He's mine. I want him. So I was thinking that. And I called an hour later, and he was gone. Otis was gone. I was like, oh, no. Like, I'm never going to get a weenie dog. God, why don't you let me get a weenie dog? And I was, like, really sad. But then, like, one day in class, like, I remember, it's like a small class, maybe, like, 20 people max. It's a social media class, but you're not supposed to be on social media in the class. But I was on my phone, like, on Craigslist, looking for, like, dachshunds. And lo and behold, the title said, Sweet Girl Needing Home. And it was Ellie, and it was, like, she looked really shy. But it was on Craigslist, mind you, like, Craigslist of all places. And I was in class, and I got in trouble. He came to me after class, just like, you don't need to be on your phone during class. And I was like, yeah, I'll never do it again, but it was worth it. I got my Ellie. It was so worth it. See, I'm a rebel. Got in trouble, found me a weenie dog. So literally it was that Friday. I emailed the lady. I was like, I want her. I'm a student at UT, and I have a small apartment, and, like, she can live with me. And so that night I drove 3.5 hours I came home often. I came home, and the dog Ellie was in West Columbia, which is like 10 miles from me, which is crazy how I was looking like all over Central Texas, like 200 miles from where like my hometown, and Ellie was on Craigslist. Like, I love how, like, the part of Craigslist is really cool, because most time people think Craigslist is just like trash, or just like, it's really sketchy, but that's where I found my Ellie poo. And so I drove and got her, and and it was like 7 when I got there, because I had a class, like my last class was at 2, so I drove in Austin traffic. I drove home to go get Ellie. I got her that day. I got in trouble in class. And so, like, when I first got her, like, she has this patch on her. Like, she was so cute. Oh, I'm sorry, Ellie. Like, she was so cute, but it was really awkward, because, we're, like, it's new. Like, it was really awkward. I'm like, she's mine. She's gonna be mine. And when I saw her, she had a patch of skin on her. Like, a broken patch of skin. Like, I think it's because she got, like, injured, or, like, they said well, the lady I got her from wasn't the person who had Ellie. Like, she just rehomes dogs. So people, like her friends, bring their dogs to her to find, like, homes for them. And, like, she was like, yeah, she has this patch because, they kept the harness on her. And I was like, oh, that's so sad. Like, her tail had, like, marks where fleas probably had bitten off her skin. And, like, at first, it's really sad to think about that. But I was kind of, embarrassed about that. Like, I loved her, but I was like, I didn't mind it. I thought it was just, I love battle scars. I love when people have flaws. I love that, because we are all flawed, even if we're to be physically or internally. That's why we need Christ. But, like, at first I was embarrassed for her, like, not because she had that, but just because I was scared of what other people think. Oh, well, she's dirty, or that's what you get when you find a dog on Craigslist, or you didn't take care of her, or she's a mutt and she's a mange. Like, I was really like, but that's even for now. Like, sometimes I don't care about what people think of me, but, like, it's like sometimes it just goes to being a slave to people's opinions. Like, people are going to talk about you no matter what. People are always going to have their opinions about you. Like, every day I pray to God, like, get me out of people bondage. The only person's opinion I want to be, not even my family, the only person's opinion I want to be enslaved to is God's, nothing else. Because people, no matter how much I love them, your family, no, even your husband, like, people cannot put you in a heaven or hell. Like, they cannot, like, people are going to talk about you. People are going to be, like, it's all about redemption, too. Ellie taught me redemption and God's timing, how I wanted Otis so bad, but he wasn't meant for me, but I couldn't see it then. I was like, God, why did you give me Otis? But in retrospect, Ellie is Otis wasn't for me. Otis literally was not for me. Ellie was for me. Ellie is so perfect. She is made just for me. And when you let go and let God, he just does, and he does absolutely incredible things. Like, he blew my mind. But yeah, Ellie taught me about redemption, really. Like, throughout all our scars, even the most, like, people may not think we're not perfect, we're flawed. Like, I'm so flawed. Like, that my past, like, being controlled by, enslaved to, like, demonic spirits, enslaved to pornography, enslaved to masturbation, enslaved to this, my mind was all just distorted, perverted versions of sex, like, since I was 6 to 20. Like, I'm set free in 2015. It's the first year I remember being set free since I was 6-year-old. Like, so that's why I fight so hard about this, because I know how it is being bondage. I know how it's being changed. I know how it feels to have a perverted mind. And, like, how you, like, and that's a scar of me. Like, Ellie has a scar. Or how I found her, look at her, she's, like, rolling around in her dress. Ellie, that's a beautiful dress. Why are you rolling around in it? But yeah, just how, or Craigslist, like, God found me in a hole. He found me in a gutter where, like, I found Craigslist. People think Craigslist is sketchy. Well, God found me in a sketchy place. And no matter what you've done, even those disgusting of sins where people think you should die for it. Yes, we all should die for it. Because I am so disgustingly flawed. But God has made me perfect. God has made me in my image. The old man has died. The old Stacey has died. And he has adopted me as his own. He has loved me as his own. He has put me in his white garments for his own. Like, I put Ellie in that beautiful pink dress. Like, it represents redemption. It represents unconditional love. It represents, no one else wants you, but I want you. I love you. And I've set you apart. And I think Ellie was abused because she gets scared a lot, and she gets anxious and shaky and timid. And, just her scars, you can tell. But even for me, I was mentally abused by Satan, by demonic spirits. Lord, I chose to be abused too, but I was just in shambles. I was like, who's gonna want me? Who loves me? I am disgusting. I don't deserve to live. I should just die. That's what I was thinking. And I'm still fighting those thoughts, but praise be to God. None of those are the fiery darts of Satan. But I just give all praise and honor to glory to God, because through Ellie, He's shown me His redemption. He's shown me, and y'all, in September is when I aim to give my life back to God. It's all prophetic, and now it's like a year and later in retrospect, I can see the fruit of it. I'm still learning, but we're both in our pink dresses, and her dress is falling off of her, but and she's peeing, I think, on her dress. But it's just beautiful how God takes our scars, takes what the world thinks, because Ellie's family didn't want her, they didn't have time for her anymore, so they gave her up. And how, like, she probably felt lost and alone, and how I felt lost and alone, like, who's gonna want me? But God's like, I want you. I told Ellie, I want you, I love you, I don't care about your past. As long as you've been set free, who the Son set free is free indeed. Who the Son sets free is free indeed. I don't care who doesn't like Ellie's scars. I don't care if people don't come up to me. I used to, I want people to come up to me and say she's cute. I used to put on those clothes on her to cover her scars. Like, honestly, for being real, I used to put those clothes on her to cover her scars. How many times have we put clothes on us to cover our scars? We just set them free now. Like, Ellie, I let her wear clothes. I used to wear clothes because I wanted to cover her scars so people wouldn't ask me about them, or so I wouldn't be embarrassed about them. But now it's just like, hey, if you want to wear a dress, wear a dress. Most of the time she's running around naked. Like me, I want people to be transparent about what I went through. I want people to know that my life was just filled with lust, and my mind was distorted. I couldn't function a day without watching porn and masturbating, all the time. I want people to know that. I want people to be like, really, you? Like, that's so gross, but you don't deserve anything. But I don't want to, because I am not perfect. Everything I have is because of Christ. Everything I am is because of God's grace. And I want people to see that testimony. I want people to see the life He's given me now. I want people to see that throughout Ellie's scars, she is loved. And throughout my scars, and even though you think I'm not worth it, even though you think I belong on Craigslist, something sketchy, that God seen me and made me beautiful, and she got out of her dress. Ellie just wiggled out her dress. Bye, you guys.